sometimes it's not as simple as just you spent 350 million, you must win the league now, because that's not reality. Equally, I get that the aim is to win.
I remember the summer. I remember the summer just after we bought Van Dijk and we bought in Alisson, and this was obviously a long time ago. But Adam Charles on the channel and all us that were, and I remember Adam specifically. He's like, if Klopp doesn't win a trophy this season, he's got to go. So it's like we all do it.
You know what's funny about the whole journey, though? Like, I know, Lee, you don't like the idea of a journey and progress and blah, but even with a team that spends 500 million and then just goes and wins the league like that, that in itself is a journey. It's a quicker one, but that's still a journey in itself. There's still progression in those moments, even when you're in a straight winning team. Like, so you can't escape the journey, Lee. You can't escape it.
Okay. But that's all fantasy and Disney-esque storylines, yeah? Fact is, Klopp went into Liverpool. And you'll know Liverpool better than me, my friend. Nice to meet you as well. And you'll know how much Liverpool has spent. The first full season, I think, in fact, the first half season, Klopp got to the Europa League final. Unai Emery done him. Daniel Sturridge scored a banger in that final, by the way. Yeah. You got to a League Cup final and lost. But the first full season, you got top four. Yeah. And you qualify for Champions League. And I believe, I may be wrong, you know your club better than me, I believe as soon as you qualify for that Champions League for the next season, you got to the final and Carrius happened.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you. So you got straight to the final as soon as you got in it. The next season, you got there and won it.
But Lee, you just described this a journey.
Even within that, there was.
No, wait. So everyone believes that you have to spend all of this money and 400 million and this team and that team and everyone's improving. No, go and find a way. Like I come back to earlier, Arsene Wenger found a way to steal.
Finding that way, that's a journey still.
That's the journey still.
No, Terry.
But this is the difference. Let me ask you a question. This is not trying to catch you up. I'm asking you a question. Are you happy with how your life is right now?
Yeah, I'm over the moon. Apart from this
absolutely. Would you? Yeah, no. So because you're happy with where your life is right now, you wouldn't go back and change anything from say 5 years ago that could lead to you being in a worse place than you're in right now.
Everything.
Okay, cool.
I've done, I've got not a single regret. Yes, I might slightly go, oh, actually, if I was in that position now, I would have done that, but it's not a regret.
And mate, and I understand that, right?
Because at that time, it was the right decision.
Yeah, and I understand that. This is the thing there with the journeys. You're in one right now with Arsenal, and you don't know how it's going to end up. So it's easy to criticize.
I do.
Hang on, bro.
Seen it 20 years in a row.
No, you think you do, but the point I'm making is this, right? I understand your logic that if you'd have sacked Arteta 2 years ago and brought in a world-class manager in your eyes, by now you might have won a Premier League, you might have won a Champions League, and that's what you're aiming for. But say you stick with Arteta and you then go into it, Pep leaves in a couple of years, and you start winning Premier Leagues this year, and in 3 or 4 years' time, you've won, say, 3 Prems, you've won a Champions League and a couple of FA Cups. Let's say you do it. If you then look back and somebody said, right, now go back, magic one time, and you can sack Arteta after 2 years and bring in a different manager, but you may not win as much as you've won now. You probably wouldn't change it. You'd look at the journey and go, actually, because of what we're achieving now, I'm happy we went through what we did before because it helped get us to. It got us. No, that's not waffling. It's because hang on. Because let me just finish. It's about hindsight. Like in the moment, you always want to do certain things, bring people in, sign people. The problem that you have, the problem,
trophy for so long. He gets them to a final in his first season.
Lee, you haven't let me finish my point. Lee, just let me finish the point I'm making. I get where you're. Listen, this is what you don't understand. I'm not disagreeing with how you feel, so there's nothing to defend. I'm simply saying, Lee, I'm simply saying to you, this is the thing about journeys. It's not until you win and are happy with it that you look back and go, well, that journey was worthwhile. Because if Liverpool wouldn't have won the league and then didn't win the Champions League with Jurgen Klopp, all the building blocks towards winning nothing would have frustrated them. But because they won, it was worth all the hardship they went through.
It's almost like hiring a world-class manager gets you a world-class performance, isn't it? Like, come on.
Not always, because world-class managers have been sacked and fouled before. Like, the point I'm making is there's always a journey for every club. And I hate hearing about the journey. I don't like the journey being celebrated. I don't like people backing the journey until you win. And the only difference between you and those people is that some people are quite happy to enjoy the ride while
Yeah,
they're going
because they're
along. And I think that's
emotionally invested into a football club that every single season for 20 seasons have failed. Yeah, in the league. We've nicked a couple of FA Cups along the way, cool. But Terry, this is what I've said to you many times on straight facts here. COVID was the best thing to happen to a lot of these football clubs because they can now take your pants down, spank your bottom, charge you over the odds for everything, raise the prices 4%, give you less games, yeah. And if you don't attend a certain percentage, put you into ballots that you're not going to win, and put the shirt prices up 15%.
Yeah, no, I
People
understand.
are going to play
Lee,
stadium.
I understand all of that.
Oh,
But I understand all of that, Lee. But I understand all of that. But that isn't what we're talking. We're not talking about them ripping fans off on prices.
We're talking about Liverpool. I mentioned Liverpool, yeah,
right,
because he brought up a great point. Liverpool got to a Champions League final in the first season back in it after hiring a world-class manager
right.
that was stale at Dortmund, right? So it's almost like hiring world-class managers gets you a world-class output because they were relentless under Klopp.
Lee, and I understand that. And like I've said, if you sacked
so
Arteta
go and get me a world-class manager and we'll get a world-class performance. None of this journey
Lee, I understand that. But you know, if you bring in a world-class manager, there's still a journey.
I don't care. Just win.
But I understand.
I'm interested, Terry. I've gone 20 years without winning.
I understand that, Lee.
But Arsenal can't make their like managerial and strategic decisions based on the fact that they haven't won in the last 20 years. They need to build for the future.
Oh, and listen, guys.
The future is
of course.
I'm convinced that Lee was born 45, just straight out the bat, and that was it.
Mate, maybe I'm just do you know what, KJ? You're probably right because I am a miserable bastard. I can't lie. when it comes to Arsenal, I can't stand it.
This is the thing, though, Lee. Right? This is what you do. Listen, I understand why you hate it at Arsenal because you've had enough of your club. The problem that you have and why people listen, and you're right about a lot of things, but the reason why I disagree with you is because some clubs start journeys and they go really well and they enjoy it. You then project your anger at your club to a universal rule that journeys shouldn't be mattered, they shouldn't be celebrated, spoken about, people shouldn't be enjoying them until they're actually at the top of the mountain. And that's a lot of people have trust that their club is going to, like Liverpool, a lot of Liverpool fans do believe they're going to get it right again because they got it right before. Chelsea fans are kind of they've had moments, but they believe they're going to get it right. So they're enjoying it based on their history. But your kind of rule that all that should be ignored is crazy because not every club is Arsenal.
History of bottling everything, yeah, and nicking a few FA Cups, Terry. FA Cups are great. I love the cups. I love the League Cup, the FA Cup, yeah. But the way I've seen us go and the decline of this football club, the way we've sold out for the last 20 years, yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I can't enjoy that. I can't enjoy that.
And I understand that. Lee, but what you're doing there is, and I get you, but that's how you feel about your club. That doesn't mean it should be a universal rule because not everybody's clubs are run like that. Not everybody's clubs make them feel like that. Therefore, you can't treat, and I said to you before, you can't treat every club with the same blanket statements that you have for Arsenal because the circumstances are different. Now, my club, I don't like how my club is run as well, but not everybody feels about their club the way you do. It isn't run the same way. Lots of clubs love their owners. They love what they're doing. But if they took your logic for everything and did it, it would be cutting off their own nose to spite their face. That's what I mean. A lot of your opinions about how clubs should behave is based on how you feel about Arsenal and not the reality of the other 19 teams in the Premier League. But look, I want to move on.
Matt said Lee's been on a longer journey than Forrest Gump.
I want to move on here. This here says Lee, genuine question, opinions on Vieira, but only based on his last performance. I was there when he came on. We all slumped in our seats, but
yeah, he was sick when he came on.
He was very good. This year, Arteta has spent 700 million and has one top four finish. I think I've already done that one there. Sorry, already done that one. Igal is only a scattergun approach because you are too arrogant to actually look at it properly. If you don't see the plans, you're blind. Top four and a trophy is what Anton wants. Would you guys start Rasmus or Tony on Sunday? Rasmus. Tony is finished. Body's gone. Sorry, that probably upsets Staffy because he's still probably in love with him. You ran straight, but did you win? The following year, I did win. I was pretty quick. I was pretty quick as a kid. I was pretty quick. I was pretty
Yeah,
fast.
so there when I
Someone
was-
said here, Terry thought he was an athlete. I was. I used to compete. I competed for Team GB from the age of 7 years old until I was 25. I still have them. You know, four black belts in 4 different standards of martial arts. So yeah, I was a pretty good athlete. Terry is all about feelings. Yes, I am. So watch, and feelings are a part of your mentality. Mentality is the backbone of sport. Go and watch. I actually implore you all to go and watch the Ricky Hatton documentary that's come out. So insightful about his career, but it speaks about the changes he made. 2 things that he started doing only when the fight with Mayweather was made, and then Leo Pacquiao. Doesn't mean he would have beaten them, but you listen to what went different with him in his mentality, how he started joining in with the pantomime element of the fights, changed promoters, changed trainers, how that was, he had serious mental health issues that it led to. You'll see that he was training the same, doing the same running, doing the same everything, but his mental health situation let him down. So your mentality, i.e. your feelings, are a key component of sport. And if you actually read the stories of all top athletes, they mention their talent, 10%. Mentality is 90% of what they speak about the whole way through. Every top athlete in history speaks about that. So yes, I'm about the mental side of things, because that is what great sports people speak about. So yes, I agree.
Also, Terry, that's what sport is all about. Like, you don't look back in history books and I don't look back, 30 years ago at a game that Liverpool played against Chelsea and we beat them 2-0 and celebrate that. I celebrate the goals that we score against Chelsea now and the feelings and the emotions they bring up. That's what sport's about. And because otherwise, I mean, what's the point? There are teams that are down in the lower leagues who are never going to win a trophy, right? But the people still go to the games. Why do they go to the games? For the tradition, for the feeling, for being together with your friends and your mates or whatever. Like, people, being on a stream and people were talking about West Ham, and they called West Ham's season last season a failure, despite the fact that they won not the Europa League, the Conference League. And I was like, yeah. And the thing is, those West Ham fans, they haven't, unless you're like over 50 years old, you haven't seen your team win a trophy. I've got mates who are West Ham fans. They were over there in Prague. Some of them went over there without tickets. They were there celebrating because they won a trophy for the first time in their lives. That's football's all about emotion. That's what sport's about.
It is all about, but life's like that. Everything you do is about emotion. You don't do your job for emotional reasons, but I know why me and Lee work. I think we're the only ones on here with kids. We work so we can support our kids because that makes us feel a certain way. Everything's about feelings and emotions. If you're saying, even if you just watch football for entertainment, that's because you've been entertained by the sport, gives you a certain feeling. It's all like this notion that football shouldn't be about feelings or mentality is crazy. Everything's about how you feel. It literally is. Do you know what I'm saying? Your favorite TV show, the food you eat, everything's about how it makes you feel. It's as simple as that for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If you do amazing for 9 months, and win the league, but only enjoy that, you miss out on 9 months of happiness, the journey. Big up to Lee still. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
I've said this before, right? I've seen Arsenal win 5 league titles, right? And my first memory of watching Arsenal was 89 at Anfield. It was on TV. My parents, I was like just turning 7. They let me stay up and watch it. Yeah. And back then, when I was a little kid, the emotion and all of that, I didn't realize how big of an event that was. It's only when I got older, I realized, oh my days, Liverpool were insane and blah, blah, blah. And you start researching it. But Terry, come on, man. Like, yes, there is emotion in sport and there's emotion in life. But it's also about the mentality. Go and what you just mentioned about Ricky Hatton documentary. Go and watch Save the Last Dance. Yeah? And go and listen to the mentality of Michael Jordan. Nobody in the dressing room liked him. Yeah? Why? Because he was an elite level winner. Yeah? And he didn't give a toss. We're winning. And if you ain't here, mate, to win, you can jog on. The problem is when it comes to football fan bases, because COVID happened, and I fully believe this, our club, my club, your club, and Tottenham, them 3 football clubs have absolutely cottoned on to the emotional connection, yeah, and basing everything they do off of emotions, yeah. Oh my God, we can get them in. Oh, they're just happy to be here because they don't know when they might come next. Yeah, that is not the mentality. But these football clubs are run by extremely successful people, extremely wealthy people that have extremely good PR. Football is about winning, and elite level sport is about winning. Go and ask Usain Bolt if he was happy coming second.
So, mate, listen. So, I totally agree with that. But like you said, it's all about mentality, and mentality is feelings and emotion. I don't get what you're saying. Again, for me, you've kind of gone off the topic a bit. I get that they stripe football fans out of money and they sell to you based on emotions. They absolutely do. It's great marketing because your football, genuinely, your football club, they treat you like a customer, but you don't look at them as